for the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight than they were against the Detroit Pistons on their home court. We're going to talk about it, break it all down, have some fun as only we can do here at Chicago Bulls Central right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this content. And so, the Chicago Bulls are taking on who? The Cleveland Cavaliers today, a team that's absolutely kicked our asses almost every time we've played them over the last 2 years. This is not a easy game by any stretch of the imagination for the Chicago Bulls, right? They got to be completely prepared for this game. They're going to have to be on their P's and Q's defensively. I would go on to say that they're probably going to have to play one of their best defensive games of the season if they really want to have some success against this Cleveland Cavaliers team that just is an absolute dog, are the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like defensively, offensively, hell, Max Strus gave us some business a few games, but not the last game, the game before that we played against them. So they're gonna have to be prepared, man. And I can only hope that they're better prepared defensively tonight than what they were last night. Maybe, hopefully we get a better performance out of Kobe, Ayo, and Caruso in tonight's game as well. We're going to need a lot. We're going to need all hands on deck. Everybody's going to have to be prepared. They have to be playing the best that they can. And you can't have any lapses. We're already giving up a lot of size in this game as well. Even if Billy Donovan tries to get fancy and use the double big lineup to start the game tonight. Either way, there's a lot at stake for the Chicago Bulls as far as that they're just going to have to fight an uphill battle when it comes down. So we'll see what comes down to it, man. We'll see. I always like to have hope for our teams, especially the Bulls. I always like to. But this is just a team that's really owned the Chicago Bulls for the last 2 years, basically. Even in the games where the Bulls have looked better against this team, something always happens, whether it's the refs or something else. So let's hope that that's the case tonight for the Chicago Bulls and that they can play much better. By the way, shout out to it's the year of the dragon. I don't know why they put the Bulls logo at the bottom of it, but this shirt is fire. That's all I can say. And the Shogun series debuted yesterday. If y'all are not watching Shogun, you're not doing life right. So, just get your life together. Get your life together. Get a dose of Chicago Bulls Central. Hopefully the Bulls get this dub. And then go get you a dose of the Shogun. Go get some Shogun in your life. That's Shogun's fire. But nonetheless, so really hope that this team that we have a much better output. And Billy Donovan got to wake up. Like, you're losing games anyway. Go ahead and try some of the young guys. Go ahead and try some of the G League guys. Go ahead and try Ernest Bateen, right? Give those guys an opportunity to try to earn a spot under you and stop, playing cowardly. It's basically coaching cowardly, I should say. It's like you scared money don't make money. Scared playing don't get wins. So, especially at a time where players like DeMar and Kobe have been playing so many minutes, the only way that you're really going to get a chance to really spell them and get them out the game, some of you try to play some of these young guys in the latter part of this season. So we got 24 games left. This one against the Cavs it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be a real tough game tonight for the Bulls to get this dub against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now watch, I say that, and I say that adamantly, and this is the game where they'll come in and the Bulls are just like wax the floor with the Cavs somehow, and then we're looking like, what is this team, right? That's always what it is. The Bulls are always good for one of those surprise wins randomly that you're just looking at like, what? But you just lost to, it just happens so often with the Chicago Bulls, right? So maybe this will be one of those nights. Maybe the Bulls can perform better. Let's hope that that's the case, and we'll see what comes on. But let's go ahead and get to your guys' comments. See how you guys are feeling today. The Bulls better win. If they lose like yesterday game, I'm going to be upset. That's funny. I mean, listen, it's at some point I said earlier today, I got to emotionally distance myself from the Chicago Bulls. We're starting to get into that abusive relationship area again for the Chicago Bulls, and I refuse to let myself keep being abused. If we let the Cavs and crusty ass Nang beat us again for the second straight year, I'm crying. I mean, you might as well go ahead and get the tears ready, bro. Get the tears ready. Here we go again. Absolutely, King Cap. Today would be a great day to lose Nikola Vucevic and Andre Drummond. No, it wouldn't, because again, the lineup sucks. It doesn't work. It does not work. We got at some point when you know what Bulls fans. I can tell. Like we just as a collective unit, we don't understand when reality is told us that we got to stop asking for shit that just ain't working. Like I hope everybody who still thought, oh, Haize is tripping when he says Lonzo Ball's career is over with, that today's news made y'all realize y'all got to wake the fuck up to reality. And I hope that we just keep seeing this lineup fail. At some point, y'all got to wake up to reality. That lineup ain't it. It's not it. It's not a good lineup. It just isn't. It's looked good one time, and that one time was against the goddamn Memphis Grizzlies. I know this is a little bit off topic, but was anybody else impressed by Kobe White the last time we played on the Cleveland Cavaliers? For most of the game, he actually locked down Darius Garland. Well, I mean, listen, Darius Garland has a problem with big guards anyway, and Kobe White is a big guard. But here's what I'll say with that as well. That was that game where he got in Max Strus's face and didn't back down. That's what I love to see for sure. I don't care if we're winning, clicking, playing well. If we don't see Julian Phillips, Bateem, and Henry Gel for at least 5 minutes each, I'm riding, and give us some Funk too. Pause. Well, Andrew Funk is a two-way contract. You're not going to see him for sure. He's not signed to. I need people to understand the difference between a two-way contract and a player that's actually under contract. That's first things first there, right? Second thing, with that said, you might as well start riding. You might as well walk down to the United Center right now, my brother, because guess what's not going to happen? I can guarantee you not all of those guys are going to play five unless the Bulls get completely. There's a chance with us getting blown out, maybe. But if we're winning this game, I can tell you right now, there's almost zero chance that you see all those guys in the lineup together. You might as well go ahead and go pick it. Go ahead and write your little cardboard. Get your note ready because you talking about you must see that lineup together. I'll tell you what, you're about to be mighty disappointed there, my brother. Mighty, mighty disappointed. Joe the Blacksmith in the building says, I don't have many expectations for this game. I just want to see them play hard-nosed defense and shoot at least 33% from three. Am I asking too much? Yes. Yes. There's no reason why we should expect anything but an L against the Cavs this year. I see reality. I hope we can get over the hump against the Cavs. It's been damn near 2 years since we won against them. I'm sorry to hear about Lonzo. Feel you on that one. Brazil Popular in the building says Caruso's out hamstring. Also his birthday today. Hoping Bateem gets some minutes. Now you've just made things interesting. But watch Billy Donovan play Javon Carter 36 minutes tonight. The ball-headed hoe himself is going to play 36 minutes tonight. And yeah, it's going to be a problem. I left a voicemail about this a couple of days ago, but what if Patrick Williams ends up recovering towards the playing game and he's able to play in the play? He's not. Have you seen the recovery time on the shirt? He's not. There's not a chance of it. That's why they announced it is out for the season. Patrick Williams is not coming back. Foot injuries. The thing is, the foot injury that he has is semi-major, but even outside of that, feet injuries surgeries takes a while to heal because you basically have to stay off of it for that healing process to take the most. And so, yeah, they're not going to risk anything with the foot of him coming back this season, no matter what. Let's do this. Can't wait to watch this team not play the young players. Also, little shirt is Fuego. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yo, Haize, I know the drip don't stop, but do you ever see yourself stop rocking Bulls gear if they don't get their shit together? So, Eli, I don't know if you were here the first season of the first year of this show. So when the Bulls did that thing where they won like 6 games over like their last 32 games, I did a blackout. I stopped wearing Bulls gear. I didn't wear Bulls gear. I don't think I wore Bulls gear again into the playoff start. I can't remember where the cutoff was, but it was at some point in there where I was just like, look, I'm done. So it'd have to get really bad for me to get to that point. Haize, has everyone told you that you are very persuasive? Like you could easily convince someone to change your mind if you see it your way, believe it or not. Listen, I just state my opinion, bro. I don't try to persuade anybody to do anything. I'm a big advocate for I'm here to present the facts and then present my thoughts. You can do with that with what you will, right? Peace, Haize. I'm Bulls for life. F these mofos. That's funny. Shout out to Watt Slice in the building. Everything you said, plus we need to be fostering the future right now. We all know the season ain't it, and Kobe is a big part of the future. Let's not burn out Kobe and get the young dude some tick. There you go. Yeah, hey, Lonzo isn't done. He isn't a star, but he still can be competitive. That's hilarious. Yeah, Alonzo was done, man. This shit sucks. Yeah, I mean, listen, it sucks. Like, I don't want to come here and say that Lonzo Ball is done. Like, I hate it. Like, the dude's still so young. He should have so much of his career ahead of him. But man, it sucks, man. Vincent says, I'm starting to wait until the season is over with. That sucks. That sucks to be in that spot. I've been there before. It sucks to be in that spot. Is it us to get to wake up to reality, or is the front office that has to wake up to reality because they're the one that put this BS ass team together? I'm just saying, well, the Bulls fans still need to wake up to reality too. But I actually said this in the Chi-Town Sports group chat. I was like, I don't even blame fans for being delusional and thinking that Lonzo Ball can come back. The people that I blame the most for being delusional for it is the front office. You literally had a surgery where they took a dead person's knee cartilage and put it in your knee. And then you got this front office looking at it and saying, yeah, he'll be back. We're going to wait for Lonzo to come back. Like, what? It is what it is, man. We're not seeing nobody on that bench but Airball Carter. Where we're going to see Julian, right? You're going to see Andre Drummond if he's not. Well, Drum's probably definitely in the lineup now with Alex Caruso out for sure. Breaking news: Billy puts JC in his starting power forward. I told you he's gonna sign Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson's gonna be our starting power forward. And Billy Donovan's gonna say, well, you know what? He has incredible lift off the ground. We feel like he can block. Remember that time that Nate Robinson blocked Yao Ming? That was funny. That was funny. Javon Carter came to Chicago and started smoking those left-handed cigarettes. That's hilarious. Big bro, what was the Timberwolves? What are we talking about the Timberwolves for? Certification Poppy in the building says, what's good, y'all? Sorry I haven't been here in a while, but it's still go Bulls. Let's hope it, man. Let's hope it. I'm going to the Bulls game today. Bulls fans need a competitive game from this team. I mean, technically, every game is competitive. Restream's tripping again. What? ACL. Yeah, we already talked about that. Big Kev says, awesome thumbnail, bro. I appreciate that. Listen, I got a little skill. You know what? You know what the funny thing about all this is that for those, again, this is creative talk. Some people aren't going to care about this. Like, I know some creatives, like, they don't edit their own podcasts, or they hire somebody to make their thumbnails. Like, I don't think people realize that in 2 days, I have done this for 1,000 straight days. That's 1,000 thumbnails I've made over those 1,000 days. That's 1,000 content ideas that I've made. That's 1,000 times I've edited the podcast. That's 1,000 times I've edited and color graded videos. I do everything by myself here. Everything. Every single thing that if you see it, that means my hands touched it. And it's ridiculous. When I've thought back on it, like, I wonder how many hours. I always say that, like, doing this, of course, my episodes like 20 to 25 minutes. I'm like, it's 20 to 25 minutes a day. But it's like, how much time really goes into that? Like, with everything that I've done. It's crazy. And listen, I don't envy the creatives that find, and I don't use like Canva. I'm Photoshop in this mug every single day. So if you see something edited out of a photo, if you see something cropped, if you see like a effect on something, that's all me. It's listen, nobody has the work ethic that I do in this game, period. I'd rather see prime Mike Tyson uppercut Jerry Reinsdorf than see Bulls play playoff basketball at this point. Jesus, Steely, god damn. Since the Bulls gear is red, does that mean I could get shot if I wear it in the wrong hood? If you wear red Bulls gear in the wrong neighborhood, absolutely. Javon Carter eats boiled eggs with the shell still on. That's crazy. It's funny, Kev, because he looks like you and Javon Carter look like the same person. Like y'all look like the same person. And I know I've seen you shoot. You're not making threes. No, let me stop messing with Big Kev. What up, Haize? Haven't been here in a while. Let's get it, brother. What's up, Drew? Glad to have you in the building. Caught the Petty show last night. Enjoyed every minute. Hey, every once in a while, right? Every once in a while, you're gonna get that from me. Every once in a while, because I'm a fan first, right? And I've seen some of the people in the comments like, "Oh, you're getting on here cussing like that." Like, yeah, motherfucker, I shouldn't as fuck am, because before anything else, I'm a fan first. I'm 37 years deep into my fandom for the Chicago Bulls. You goddamn right there's times where I just get pissed off. And I'll look at it and say, hey, man, F this show real quick. Javon Carter looks like Baraka from Mortal Kombat. That's crazy. Is Kobe fatigued or mentally drained from the frustrating season, or maybe one led to the other? Either way, his body language hasn't been great the last few games. I got to think he's exhausted. I really think he got to be exhausted, man. Hey, the sad part about Lonzo Ball's injury, I need you to put that apostrophe there, bro, because you just going raw balls there is not cool. Like, that's wild, bro. Injury is the fact that our front office still won't fire that disabled player exception for his ass, knowing they won't even be back next year. Well, they did file we have the disabled player exception. They didn't file the career-ending injury exception. So that's the difference there. Gabriel says, you think we'll see Drell or Bateem this game? They have some size at least. I better not see Carter out. Oh, you're going to see Javon. Be prepared to be frustrated, brother. Javon Carter keeps Chico sticks in his back right pocket. That's crazy. That's crazy. Casey Johnson said Patrick's injury has progressed to a stress fracture. Same foot bone MJ broke in 85, ironically. That's crazy. It's not even going to lie, Haize. Yesterday really hurt, and I'm sad about the loss. I'm not confident on tonight either. Hey, a lot of people aren't, Sydney. Is Korkmaz still a free agent? I don't know, but I don't want him on this. We don't have any open roster spots anyway, so it don't matter who's a free agent. I have zero expectations for this game besides seeing the other young guys. Something's telling me they'll probably fail that too. It's a possibility. This is going to be tough with people missing out of the lineup. If Kobe have to show up offensively and hitting his open threes, damn. I mean, if Kobe White and Ayo Dosunmu get back to hitting their threes like they were, it can definitely, get easier. But this isn't going to be an easy game for the Bulls by any stretch of the imagination. I don't understand why you have Bateem and Drell, who've shown to be good three-point shooters. When you're doing that bad, try something different. Billy Donovan strikes me as something. Never mind. Can't make the joke that I wanted to make. Just know salt and pepper was in there as well. Somebody figured it out. Very vanilla. I'll leave it at that. Haize, I said years ago when you first started this channel, you're a jack of all trades when it comes to this content shit. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, man. Fuck Big O, talk your shit, Big Dog. What did Big O say? I don't listen. Sometimes you know days where Big O is just gonna be tripping. I don't think Big O has actually said an actual basketball thought other than crazy shit since I've known him, and I still love him. But the dude was crazy. The dude was crazy. Props. I fell so badly at graphic design, I became a damn blacksmith. That's hilarious. Something that I do want to learn how to do, but I would literally have to try it 100 times because I don't want to be like, what was the name of the whack content creator who used to always do the players in the fake jersey swaps? I really want to learn how to do jersey swaps, but that's the one thing in Photoshop I just don't know how to do is the jersey swaps. But I see so many bad examples of it that I'm just like, yeah, I'm glad that I'm not doing that. Props to you, Haize. I do AutoCAD for work, but Photoshop is a tough thing for me to use. Photoshop, listen, and this is the thing about me, right? So when I learned video editing, this is how I do everything. This is the only way that I learn. I look at YouTube videos, of course, but I sit down literally and say, I'm not going to leave this computer until I feel comfortable in doing this. That's what I did with video. The first time I ever tried to edit a video, I did it in like Windows Movie Maker, and I literally looked at it and said, I'm never editing another video. And that was literally like before I was like heavily into podcasting. And then I learned Premiere Pro, and I literally said, I think it must have been a weekend. And I was like, I'm not going to leave this computer until I know how to export, edit, make an intro, and color grade. I sat at that computer for 6.5 hours, but when I walked away from it, I felt like I had it. Now, like people know, I worked on short films before for people. And then Photoshop was the same way. I literally sat there and was like, I'm not leaving this computer until I feel comfortable in what I can create. And I didn't leave until I did. Now I still learn stuff every day. Like I just learned how to do what was it? What's something that I did on one of the thumbnails recently? it was like having, because it's easy to have the letters like behind somebody, but like to have them behind somebody but in front of another person, and then like it can get intricate, but I've learned how to do it, man. Do you think Javon pump fakes when he that's him and DeMar DeRozan for sure. I tried bringing a chip to Chicago on 2K, and I stopped playing with that team 2 games. I can't. Oh, listen, I absolutely went. So I restarted my what's the franchise mode now called in 2K? The My GM or whatever. My league. That's what it is. I restarted it when they finally added Bateem to the roster, and I literally can't miss with Bateem on 2K. Like literally, the difficulty is all the way up. I cannot, for some reason, the way that they have his shot, that whatever animation they have for his shot, I have that mug timed perfectly. It's almost like a cheat code. Almost like a cheat code. I have to force myself not to shoot with Bateem sometimes because I could drain so many threes with Bateem in 2K. It's ridiculous. Damn, his balls are injured. I thought it was his knee. That's crazy. Crazy. Sorry, my point, Reed. Patrick Williams stress fracture surgery, recovery time estimated 4 months. Yeah, it's going to be a minute. It's definitely going to be a minute. What's good, little bro? I'm better today. Yesterday, damn near threw in the towel, but I need Billy Donovan to get the fuck out of Chicago. I went away from the winning formula. Listen, there is no winning formula with Billy Donovan. It just isn't. Rob, and the team probably makes at least 3 threes blindfolded if he gets 29 attempts. That's crazy. Don't get banned. I hope I don't get banned. Haize, you absolutely has every right to express exactly how you feel, good or bad. What you had to say last night was exactly how I feel sometimes about this team. Having said that, let's go Chicago. Yeah, and I'm right back here tonight, really ready for this team to get it, man. If P. Will got some injuries as MJ, hopefully he can come back and play like MJ. That's funny. That's funny. Cameron says, your roast after last game of the guy's mom was legendary. Oh, man, that was fun. I almost forgot I did that. Sneaker Shop Talk says, what up, brother Haize? I'm still disgusted that we lost to the Pistons. Hey, listen, you have every right to be disgusted that we lost to that bullshit-ass team from that bullshit-ass city. It's crazy. Love you, Haize. My friend thinks trading Zach and Vooch and Caruso and rebuilding around Kobe is the best option we have left. Well, let me tell you that. First off, Zach LaVine's trade value is at an all-time low, so it's not just that easy. Nobody's going to take Nikola Vucevic's contract unless you're giving up a young player or a first-round pick. And so Caruso, you know what I feel on Caruso. You keep the veteran, especially with how versatile he is around now, if you don't sign him to an extension. I do think that if the Bulls cannot reach a contract extension with Alex Caruso this offseason, you got to trade him next season. And that's not because I don't love Caruso, because I absolutely do. But you can't risk losing him while his value is at this level if he's just going to walk away. Ball is done. LaMelo's always injured. Jello's the only one healthy, but don't nobody want him. No, it's because Jello sucks, though. It's not just nobody wants him. He sucks. Phillips affecting or blocking shots, something we've been missing. You got to see some tick tonight on Mobley. I mean, listen, with Alex Caruso out, maybe. Haize got them 1,000 hours of work in. The GOATs are built, not born. Bro, like it's just, I tell you what, like 2 years ago, I had no idea how to do none of this shit. Well, the Photoshop shit. Like I learned. So for those that don't know, I've been in podcasting for a while. I had the Awakened Soul. I've honestly been podcasting now for almost a decade. But when I first started podcast, I had no idea how to edit audio, had no idea how to EQ. I had no idea how to even put any of this shit together. And I built brick by brick. That's how development works. So I got my mic. The first mic I ever had was a Blue Snowball. Absolutely terrible mic. Don't buy it. Right. But of course, at that point in time, I thought I was popping. I thought I was on. Then I bought my first XLR mic, which was the Behringer XM 8500. Really good mic, especially for the price. And that's when I was like, hey, let me learn to actually EQ. Let me learn editing. Let me learn all of this shit. And so I built that up brick by brick to the point to where it's like, all right, I feel really good and confident about how I can edit audio. And then for some stretch of the imagination, somehow I added video in, right? I bought a camera so I can start making clips of my podcast. That somehow turned into me getting into photography. I learned a bunch of shit there. And then now I'm doing Photoshop. And next week I'll be selling cocaine. So, it is what it is there. If Nang bullies Kobe again tonight, can we please tell Nang fat jokes in the live stream after the game? Please say that's hilarious. You can tell Nang fat jokes all the time if you want to. You do media for your full-time job? No. That's the thing that people got to realize and remember too. I still, outside of doing the Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central, I still have an actual 9 to 5 full-time job. So when you see those random breaking news videos at 1 p.m., I literally stopped working to do that. I still work a full 9 to 5 job Monday through Friday. So that's why I don't be trying to hear nobody when they be talking about, oh, I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time. Time is what you make it. I really do feel like that. Time is what you make it. You got to prioritize and build a system. Let's hope we have a more solid game today. Not expecting to win, but I hope Kobe and Io have a decent field goal shooting percentage. I agree with you there. Didn't know AC was out. Not sure it's going to be W now. I'll feel you on that one. Also says, on my way to the UC, we are going to get this W. How dare you say LiAngelo sucks? Fight Sports TV. Hey, man, that's so funny. That was so funny. Haize, the crazy part about the team is if he gets minutes, he will be much more comfortable when it comes to shooting threes in a regular NBA game, and that could help us in the long run. Facts. I think everybody sees that except for Billy Donovan for some reason. I think everybody sees that point except for Billy Donovan. I just realized I don't know where my glasses are. I've been sitting here squinting this whole time at the screen. I don't even have my glasses on. Oh, well. If you're not listening to the Awakened Soul, got to take a listen. Great content. I appreciate that, bro. I got to get back to it. I really got to get back to the Awakened Soul. I'm considering getting it into podcasting. Would your advice be to just jump in and figure it out as you go, or go in with a meticulous plan? Listen, here's the thing that I always say. I for me, and I can only speak for me and some people that I know. For me, I would never get started if I always waited, right? So to me, I learn on the fly. I learn on the go. I learn with my hands on. So my suggestion for me, and the way that I learn, the way that I process, is just jump in it, learn as you go. And that's going to give your listeners to be able to feel like they're along the journey as well. So that's my thought process on it, but I understand people who want to wait. But me, I don't wait. I just throw it in. Sneaker, just jump in, just starting it and not overthinking was the best thing I could have done. See, agreed. Completely agree with you on that one. Haize, you still working 40 hours a week, bro? Wow. Yes, I still have an actual full-time job that I work Monday through Friday. 9 to 5. This is funny. It's a 9 to 5 job. I work Monday through Friday. Yeah. I just got a mic so I could dictate the book I'm writing. Time is what you make it. I'm writing that down. Yeah, that's truly how I feel, man. I still punching the clock. So you still punching the clock somewhere. Wow, yeah. It's now. Hopefully that's done. Like if things keep progressing the way that they're progressing, this may be the last year of me hitting the clock. We just got to see how things are gonna go. For those, a little too much inside basketball, so I'm gonna leave that alone. But there's some things working. There's some things working. How Patrick developed a stress fracture while on injury watch already. They kept ramping him up without doing another MRI. Now they basically say it's because Patrick rated his pain as a 2 out of 10. Check him. Well, no. Well, remember I did say that, Archangel. Remember when the injury came down, I talked about how Patrick Williams, just the day before they announced he would need surgery or what the injury was, he was like, yeah, I'm just wearing a boot because they told me. I'm just listening to the medical staff. They told me to wear a boot, but I feel like I can play today if I really wanted to, but they're being precautionary. And then when you look up the injury he had, it's literally one of the most painful mentally and physically injuries that you can have. And he's just like, yeah, I'm all right. Like, that's why when people say Patrick Williams is soft, it's like, he's not soft. And as far as like a toughness aspect, he's a very tough person. The mental aspect of the game just got to catch up to him. LeBron James' son is going to suck in the NBA. I'm going to feel sorry. Oh, yeah, he's absolutely going to suck. Absolutely going to suck. I think management wants Caruso hard work and hustle to rub off on the rest of the team. I mean, I agree with that. Dumbass here says, why does Jamal have, because Jamal's been around longer. And I curse. Like, you got to realize this, right? When people say dumb shit like this, I'm going to actually break it down for you. First off, Jamal's been around 2 years longer than I have been. So that's the first thing. Secondly, Jamal's content is a lot more PC than me. Jamal ain't calling people bald-headed hoes and cussing people out. So he's gonna and shout out to him. He's true to him, and I don't doubt, and I don't slight that at all. but I gotta be me. And maybe that's Jamal being him. But me, I'm loud, I'm obnoxious, I'm gonna cuss people the fuck out like your dumb ass. I'm gonna roast people. Not everybody wants that with their sports content, and that's fine. But I came into this realizing I have to be me first. Whoever rocks with it, rocks with it. But I'm not going to water down myself, my content, or anything else for a number of subscribers. I'm not going to do it. So that just is what it is when it comes down to that. Oh, damn, that's hype. Yeah. Oh, and then on top of that, I'm also a solo parent. It's me and my kids. My kid's mom lives 400 miles away. So it's just me and my children. So I work full time. I'm a full time dad. I got 11 podcasts that I do. Time is what you make it. Time is really what you make it. I won't be surprised if the team don't play tonight. Bubblegum Billy is always relying on the veterans. Completely agree with you on that one. Completely agree with you. Patrick Williams is not solved, but he needs to have the training wheels taken off his bike at this point, which is DeMar DeRozan. That way he has no excuse. I mean, I hear you, and I get where that critique comes from, but hey. Haize, was you a dog on the court back in the day? I know it's been a long time, but hey, first of all, it ain't been that long, my nigga. Like, what we talking about? Secondly, I was a dog on the football. So football and baseball were my two sports. Basketball, my dad was playing to play basketball. Because I'm a football player, so I used to like kill people on the basketball court. But so football and baseball were my disciplines. That's where I focused at the most. And to let my dad tell it, I was a better baseball player than football player, but I just love football so much. So yeah. I understand P. Will's mentality a little bit. I grew up doing martial arts and I was bigger than a lot of my opponents. I wanted to win, but not hurt anyone. He's got to find the middle ground. Look, no, hurt him. You're now a professional. Hurt him. About to walk through the metal detector at the UC for this free hat. Hopefully, a good game where we don't get cooked like Thanksgiving turkey. Well, I hope we get this win for you, Dino. I'm pro curse out. Sometimes jokers need to be cursed out for saying stupid shit. That's it. That's it. Archangel says, when do you funny enough, I only sleep about 4.5, 5 hours a day. That's it. And I've been like that since basically middle school. Like, it's not, and people say, well, you're gonna burn out. I'm like, literally, I'm 37 years old. I've been like this over half my life since I was in middle school. I've never been somebody to sleep a lot. So genuine question, how do you have the energy for it all? The only thing I can tell, there's no secret answer to it. It's just I love doing this. Like, and that's why I always say anytime somebody asks me about getting into podcasting or anything, do what you are most passionate about and what you could talk about every single day, even if you didn't have a podcast. And that never makes it feel like work. I talked about the Bulls and the Bears and the White Sox. I still don't have a White Sox. Shout out to Big Kev who holds down the White Sox every single day. Every day. I'm always looking up Bulls information, even before the podcast, right? So it makes it easy because it's something that was already naturally part of my day to day. So that's what makes it special. Haize, you got to be remote, right? Does your boss let you make a video mid shift? I'm hybrid, so I got it twice a week. Sit alone and log on Zoom. Makes so much sense. So I mean, everybody has a boss, but I'm the director at my job, so it is what it is there. But yeah, I definitely work from home. So 17,000 subscribers being you is crazy. We must all be like you in a sort of way. And I was talking to Pat, the designer, the other day, right? And I think I always look at like each channel in a silo, right? Like I look at Bull Central, I look at Bear Central as like on their own individual things. But then I realize shit like between those two shows, that's over 30,000 subscribers. Between those two. That's not even counting in Locked on Bulls, right? That's not even counting in NBA Central. That's not even counting in Chicago Sky Central, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. Damn Unc been killing it on the football and baseball. Oh yeah, for sure. Like much like Kobe White. I'm not Kobe White. Much like Patrick Williams. When I was playing football, I broke my wrist once, and I think it was broken for like 2 or 3 days before I realized it was broken. Yeah, yeah. Literally, I subscribe for the yelling and cursing. I mean, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I'm always going to be me. Always going to be me. Everyone getting your business, so much curiosity. I mean, that's that. Listen, the only thing I always say for anybody who's listening to this that wants to get into podcasting, the thing that makes it special and that will make your platform grow isn't just like people can listen to 15,000 people for the Bulls, but it's them feeling a connection to you genuinely. So you got to be yourself. That's why I don't get on here with the podcaster's voice, and I don't do that. I'm just Haize. Like, I'm just me. That's it. And the only reason I don't go by my actual name is because I don't want people looking me up on the internet. That's it. It's the only reason I don't go by my actual name. Haize' career path is BRGM Sunday after Jerry sells the team to someone that enjoys winning. Everybody always says but the thing that I worry about, if Jerry Reinsdorf sells the Chicago Bulls will move out of Chicago. I have no doubts about it. Edward says, we are blessed to have you and Pat on Locked On. I appreciate that, man. I definitely appreciate that. Willis Jones says, you definitely give great content. I try my best, man. I try my best. I know I'm not perfect. I'm never going to present myself as that. There's some amazing content creators out there that I look up to every day. Jamal is definitely one of those guys. I love Jamal and what he does with Bull Central. Got to give him credit for it. Remember when we played the Cavs last time and Nang fouled Kobe, and then a few seconds later, Nang fat roll fouled Kobe again? That's funny. Why do you hate Nang? Is Nang really fat like that? Like, I guess I never really looked at it that way. He does have fat arms, though. That's crazy. That's crazy. Nang's arms look like thighs. That's wild. That's crazy. He is awkwardly built. That's an awkwardly built person. I can guarantee. Here goes Shay with his goddamn guarantees, bro. Shit. Every time Shay guarantees something, the shit don't happen. Stop guaranteeing shit, Shay. Take the word guarantee out of your vocabulary. No, I'm just fucking with you. I can guarantee that if our small forward were a consistent 3-point shooter, you probably wouldn't even see Vucevic take a single 3 game. He'll take some, but I don't disagree with that. Day 1K is tomorrow. The day 1K is March 1st. That's Friday. It's Friday. Very off topic, but what's your favorite car? Like dream car type shit. I just started getting into cars. Oh, my car is a 66 or 67. Hold on. 66 Chevy Impala, black with red trim with white walls as the tires. Oh my God. I'm telling you right now. I would absolutely love it. Or a 67. I'll take a 67 as well. 67 is the supernatural car. I'll take either one of them, man. Can you elaborate on the Bulls moving out of Chicago? So, that's the thing. Jerry Reinsdorf keep in mind, Jerry Reinsdorf isn't from Chicago either. He's a New Yorker. But he's so ingrained in everything that's Chicago, meaning he owns so many buildings in Chicago. He's so part of the infrastructure. Like, it's not just the Bulls and the White Sox that he owns. He's actually a Chicagoan as far as how much he owns of the city. If there's no other businessman that really have that type of attachment to Chicago. If Jerry Reinsdorf were to sell the Chicago Bulls, I'm not saying immediately, but I give you they would eventually move out of Chicago. Guaranteed. Haize, hold on. Haize isn't your real name. Damn, I used to associate Haize with Reese, which means king is in Portuguese. Didn't know that at all. No disrespect to Pat or the more politically correct podcast guys. It's just I want to listen to someone who sounds like he's from Chicago, like I'm in the barbershop with my homies or at the bar. And that's really not necessarily like I always wanted Chicago Bulls Central to feel like you're talking sports with one of your friends. Like that's it. Like I don't want to be all stuffy. I don't want to do all that. That's not me, right? Could I do it? Yeah. Could I be effective at doing it if I chose to go that route? Probably. Right? Probably. But that's just not me. Like anybody who knows me in my real life will tell you the way that I am on this show is the same way I am in real life. I go to fuck off on people. I will roast you real quick, real fucking quick with no hesitation. I like to fight. So if you talk some shit to you, I will place these paws on you with no hesitation, no hesi, right? So everything that you see isn't just like an act for a podcast or anything. And I don't know. Here's what I'll say. Everybody that I've met from the Bulls content creator community is the same way on the show as what they are in real life. That's Big Dave. That's Matt. That's Pat, the designer, right? They're all legitimately who, when you meet them, they're the exact same person. I know that that doesn't hold true for everyone because I've just been around this podcasting game for a while, but everybody that I've met in the Bulls content creator community, Ross Pins, everybody like Jordan from Nothing But Bull, they are all legitimately the same people you see on podcasts. It's who they are in real life. No, I got to take one person off that. I didn't mention him. Fives from Five Sports. That motherfucker Sasha Fierce, because he's very different on the podcast than he is in real life. But no, I don't mean that as any slight. Just look at that. That's a sexy ass car. That's a sexy motherfucker right there. Listen, it is what it is, man. Mario P says, "Hey, sounds like a Bulls fan, not a person that is required to talk about Bulls for it." Exactly. My color is candy red, though. I feel you on that. Hate Chicago influences, and they sound like damn college professor giving a lecture. Throw a damn and a fuck in there, make it feel like Chicago pop. But see, that's why I don't like. I love, you guys know, Big Dave, Matt. Those are my guys. I love CHGO Bulls. But one of the reasons I don't watch CHG Bears anymore is because they sound like writers trying to have a podcast. It doesn't flow the same way. And I don't mean to slight anybody there. Everybody got to do their own thing in this lane. They're clearly very successful, right? But CHGO Bears is just not a podcast that I can listen to. I try to listen to them like once every couple of months to hope that it changes. And I'm glad they're having success. I don't wish bad on nobody. Except inside the Chicago Bulls, so we got the hell up out of there. Thank you for that. But CHGO Bulls is just, CHGO Bears. I love CHGO Bulls. CHGO Bears is just not a podcast that I can get into. It sucks because I know some of those guys, but I just can't get into it. That's sick. I love red, but personally, baby blue is always my favorite, especially on the shitty little drift cars. I feel you on that. Chicago Bull Central is like the strip club JDH goes to. Whoa, that's crazy. I'm from Chicago and don't need the curse to show that. You reaching with that comment. That I think I know what he meant for it though, Quentin. I think I know how he kind of meant it though. Andre Drummond is starting. Kobe White, Io DeSumo, DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic, Andre Drummond are your starting lineups for tonight, y'all. So. Your dailies are professional enough. Don't need to be that way in the live calls too. It's refreshing. Yeah, I'm definitely more professional. And you know what? Because I don't like, I go off in the daily sometimes too. But hey, what's good, Haize? Was in the building for last night's game, and it was honestly drained from being so frustrated. Praying for a better night tonight. Let's hope so. Man, you ain't lying. That shit is pretty as hell. Hey, listen, I love that. That's just a great car. Celia, you must be stupid. I run a podcast. No need for a union job, but when you get the balls to get on camera and talk, let me know. What do we wait? How do we start beefing? What's going on here? Why are we beefing? I thought it was all love and positivity in here today. What are we doing? Get them Erica Badu vibes in the chat. Let's what we doing? What we doing? Christopher says Chicago Bulls win by 15 tonight. Put your money now. I don't bet because I like my money too much. This could be a future idea for a sitcom on TV. Your life. Listen, ain't nobody gonna want to make no sitcom of my life. That's crazy. But all right, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and go ahead and end the stream, man. We got 15 minutes into game time. Let's go ahead and hope we get this dub. I will be back at the halftime hangout, so make sure you guys hit the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel out. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the season. If we get to 20,000 subscribers in 24 games, I'm literally I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. We're still about 2,700 subscribers off from the 20,000 goal, so that's probably not gonna happen. But hey, a man can dream, right? Love you guys. Go Bulls. See Red, y'all.